Let me tell you something that might sting a little. Women don't chase the man who gives them everything. They chase the man who walks away. And before you assume that's about games or ego, it's not. It's about psychology. When a man walks away, especially from a woman who thought she had him wrapped around her finger, something deep inside her shifts. And suddenly, the man she overlooked becomes the one she can't stop thinking about. See, women are emotional creatures. We connect, we test, and we crave reassurance. But here's the truth most men don't realize. Attraction doesn't grow from comfort. It grows from curiosity, mystery, and the feeling that a man chooses us, not needs us. When you pull back, when you walk away with confidence instead of begging for attention, that's when a woman feels the difference between a boy who needs validation and a man who respects himself. Women are drawn to strength, not physical strength alone, but emotional strength. The kind that says, I want you, but I'll be fine without you, because that's rare. Most men cling when they feel her slipping away, and that instantly kills attraction. But the man who walks away? He forces her to question what she lost. He interrupts her emotional rhythm. Suddenly, she's the one replaying every moment, wondering if she misjudged him. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm glad you're here. Because today, I'm going to tell you why walking away has such a powerful effect on women. We'll break down the real psychology behind it, the emotional triggers it creates, and how this one move, when done from strength, not pride, can completely shift the way a woman sees you. So let's talk about it. The real reason women want the man who walks away. 1. The power of walking away. Here's the truth most men never realize. A woman doesn't fall for the man who chases her. She falls for the man who's strong enough to walk away from her. And not as some kind of manipulation tactic, but because that man values himself enough to not beg for what isn't being given. When a woman feels that, it hits her differently. It's like suddenly, she realizes he's not just another guy hoping to be chosen. He is the one doing the choosing. Women are emotional creatures, yes, but we're also deeply drawn to energy. When you're chasing, convincing, or trying to prove your worth, your energy says, I need you to feel complete. But when you walk away, when you're calm, centered, and unbothered, your energy says, I already am complete. That difference is magnetic. Let's say you were talking to a woman who slowly started pulling away. Shorter replies, less interest, maybe even acting like she doesn't care. Most men panic there. They start asking what's wrong, sending more texts, trying to fix it. But the man who quietly steps back, the one who gives her space without anger or guilt trips, he instantly stands out. He's showing strength she didn't expect. And here's the funny thing. It's not just about reverse psychology. It's about emotional control. When a woman sees that you can hold your composure even when she withdraws affection, it tells her you're not emotionally dependent on her. That's rare. Most men get reactive, but the ones who don't, they're unforgettable. Walking away doesn't mean giving up. It means knowing when something isn't mutual and refusing to stay where you're not being valued. And ironically, that's the moment a woman starts valuing you more. Because when she realizes you don't need her to stay, that's when she starts wanting you back. 2. Why women crave emotional certainty. You might think women want the most handsome, successful, or charming guy, but deep down, what she really wants is emotional certainty. She wants to feel secure in how a man carries himself. And funny enough, the man who can walk away easily provides exactly that. See, emotional certainty isn't about always saying the right thing. It's about being anchored. Most men lose that when they like a woman. They shift their behavior to please her. They chase her validation. They get anxious when she pulls away. That's emotional instability. And to a woman, that feels like chaos. She might not even consciously know it, but it makes her lose attraction fast. Now, when a man is emotionally grounded, meaning he can feel desire, disappointment, or attraction and still remain calm, that energy feels different. It's stable. It's confident. And women crave that, even if they won't admit it out loud. That's why walking away is such a powerful signal. It says, I'm not here to prove my worth. You either see it or you don't. And either way, I'm okay. That level of detachment drives women wild because it communicates strength without saying a word. The truth is, women test men emotionally all the time. Not because we're cruel, but because subconsciously we're looking for stability. We want to know if you'll fold under pressure or if you'll stay solid. When a woman pulls back, delays, or becomes distant, she's watching how you'll react. If you panic, she loses trust. But if you remain composed, she relaxes, because you've just shown her the kind of masculine certainty that gives her peace. That's what separates boys from men. The boys react, they beg, argue, chase. The men respond, calmly, decisively, with standards. 3. The psychology behind her regret. Here's what most men don't understand. When a woman walks away from you, she's not always certain she wants to lose you. In that moment, she might convince herself she's bored, confused, or that the connection isn't what she expected. But underneath all that, there's something much deeper at play. A woman's emotions are tied to impact. And when a man quietly walks away, it changes her emotional experience in a way she never saw coming. See, when she knows you're still there, still texting, still waiting, still available, she feels secure in that comfort. Even if she's not fully invested, she knows she can come back any time. But when you truly disappear, when you stop reaching out and live your life like she no longer holds that power, her mind starts to shift. That's when the regret loop begins. It starts with curiosity. She wonders what you're doing, whether you've moved on, or if you still care. Then comes the ego hit, realizing you didn't fight for her the way she expected. That's when the confusion kicks in. She thought she had you figured out. Now she's not so sure. Women are wired to crave emotional significance. Even if she's not in love with you, losing your attention stings because it means losing emotional influence. You've become a mirror that no longer reflects her, and that silence, that absence, becomes louder than any words you could have said. This is why walking away is so powerful. It interrupts her emotional pattern. It forces her to sit with her own thoughts, her own choices, and her own feelings of loss. You've taken back the one thing she subconsciously depends on, your validation. Now, don't mistake this for manipulation. This isn't about punishing her. It's about restoring balance. Because attraction fades when a woman feels too certain of a man's presence. But when she senses that his world doesn't revolve around her, that his peace comes first, she feels the gravity of that difference. 4. When you detach, she feels it. Instantly. Let me tell you something men often underestimate. Women feel energy. We notice shifts, even the subtle ones. You don't have to announce that you're done. You don't need to post motivational quotes or talk about how you're focusing on yourself. The moment your emotional energy changes, a woman feels it. When you detach, truly detach, something inside her recognizes it right away. Not because she's checking her phone constantly, but because your energy used to feed hers. Your attention used to validate her, even in ways she didn't consciously realize. When that validation disappears, she feels the void. It's not the absence of your presence that shakes her. It's the absence of your emotional investment. Here's the difference. When you pretend to walk away, she can sense it. You'll still respond too fast, still stalk her social media, still send mixed signals. That's not detachment, that's strategy. But when you genuinely release her, when your mindset shifts from, I hope she comes back, to I'll be fine either way, that's when the dynamic flips completely. At first, she might feel relief. She might tell herself, finally, he stopped chasing. But give it time. That relief slowly turns into curiosity. Then doubt. Then discomfort. Because what women rarely admit is that emotional attention from a man is powerful. Even if she thought she was done, your absence begins to whisper to her subconscious. She'll find herself wondering why you're suddenly okay without her. It's not arrogance, it's biology and psychology. Humans crave emotional resonance, and women especially are sensitive to emotional energy. When a man they once connected with becomes emotionally neutral, it disrupts their internal rhythm. She feels it, in her thoughts, her mood, even her confidence. 5. The shift that makes her chase. You. Here's the truth most men never realize. Women don't chase love, they chase emotional experiences. And the man who walks away isn't just withdrawing, he's changing the emotional dynamic. He's no longer the one giving, proving, or waiting. He becomes the one she has to figure out. That's the shift that makes her chase. Picture this. A woman pulls away from a man who's always been available, always texting back fast, always trying to make her feel comfortable. She thinks she has him figured out. She assumes he'll be there, no matter how inconsistent she becomes. But one day, his energy changes. He stops reaching out. He stops trying to make her feel something. He simply disappears from her emotional world. At first, she's calm, even confident. She tells herself he'll reach out again, that this silence won't last. But as days turn into weeks, something inside her starts to shift. She begins checking his profile more often. She wonders who has his attention now. She replays old conversations, trying to find signs that maybe he was never as attached as she thought. And that's when her pride starts to collide with her curiosity. See, women don't chase because they're told to. They chase because they suddenly feel a loss of control. And nothing triggers that faster than a man who no longer reacts to her pull and push behavior. That shift, from chasing her approval to valuing his own peace, changes everything. Here's why. When you stop giving her emotional attention, she has to fill that space with her own thoughts about you. That's how curiosity becomes desire. When she can't predict your next move, she starts to romanticize you in her mind. She starts asking herself, was he really that into me? Or, why did he stop caring so easily? Those thoughts create emotional friction. And that friction is what brings her back mentally, even before she acts on it. 6. When walking away becomes power. Let's get this straight. Walking away isn't about ego, punishment, or revenge. It's about self-respect. It's about showing through your actions that your peace and dignity mean more than her attention. Most men don't realize this. They walk away hoping she'll follow. But when a man truly walks away for himself, not for her, that's when it becomes power. See, there's a big difference between detachment and pretending not to care. Pretending is still rooted in seeking her reaction. True detachment is quiet strength. It's when you no longer need her validation to feel valuable. That shift, that calm confidence, is magnetic. Women can sense it even without a word. When you walk away from a woman who's not reciprocating your energy, you're communicating something she rarely sees. You're not afraid to lose her. And that instantly changes how she perceives you. Because most men are terrified of loss. They keep giving, chasing, and compromising themselves just to avoid being left. But women feel that fear. They sense when you're acting from insecurity, and it kills attraction faster than anything. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine a man who walks away because he refuses to beg for someone's time. He's not angry. He's not dramatic. He's just done trying to force what's not mutual. That energy is powerful because it's pure. It's not rooted in resentment. It's rooted in self-worth. Here's the psychological truth. A woman may not consciously admire a man's silence at first. She may even think he's moved on too easily. But over time, that quiet confidence lingers in her mind. She'll replay it. She'll compare it to other men who still chase her. And that's when the contrast hits. Because while others compete for her attention, you don't. And that mystery becomes your advantage. 7. The wake-up call. Every man needs. Here's the hard truth, and I say this with love. Most men give away their power without even realizing it. They hand it over the moment they start over-explaining, over-pursuing, and over-investing in a woman who's not giving the same energy back. And the crazy part, the more they do it, the less she respects them. See, women don't fall for the man who needs them. They fall for the man who chooses them, but can also walk away if he's not chosen back. That balance of desire and self-respect is what keeps attraction alive. When you lose that, you lose everything. If you're always trying to prove yourself to a woman who's half interested, you're teaching her something dangerous, that your time and attention come cheap. And once she learns that, it's hard to unteach. Women are wired to value what's rare, not what's always available. That's why walking away when necessary is not weakness. It's emotional intelligence. This is where a lot of men get stuck. They think consistency means chasing no matter what. But real consistency means showing up with respect. For yourself too. You can't keep trying to earn what should be mutually given. You can't keep chasing connection with someone who's only there when it's convenient. That's not love. That's emotional self-abandonment. And yes, this is your wake-up call. Because if you've ever found yourself losing sleep, checking her messages, replaying conversations in your head, wondering what went wrong, it's not her rejection that's hurting you. It's your attachment to someone who stopped showing up for you. You're fighting for something that stopped existing, and deep down, you know it. Here's something most men never want to hear. Sometimes the best thing you can do for both yourself and a woman is to walk away. Because the moment you stop chasing what doesn't value you, you create space for something real. And that's what women secretly respect the most. The man who isn't afraid to lose them when it costs him his peace. See, attraction isn't built on words or effort.